Well, good day, ladies and gentlemen, to Model Kit Beginner. And we have another kit review coming up. Today we have a look at the Corvair. In this particular case, the Corvair Custom. This kit, as you can see, and this box is worth for somewhere. Although it's not falling apart or anything, but you can certainly see that it has seen better days. It gives us a couple of engine options and a couple of color options. Let me tell you a little bit about this kit. This kit came out in 1960. It was an AMT kit then. This particular kit you see here was repopped in 1975. So this kit is kicking around, for better or for worse, for 46 years. So it's a 1960s kit which has been repopped in 1975. We all know the Corvair. The kit came out when the Corvair came out. So this came out together with the car in 1960. And the last Corvair was sold in 1969. And that was the end of the Corvair, which was a rear engine car, which is quite unusual for the US market. But as you can see, I'll change things around a bit. I thought today we'll open the box together. Where I normally always pre-assemble and pre-open everything, we do things differently. So let's open the box, and we see indeed 1975 repop of a 1960s kit. So let's put these all to one side. Let's see what we have here. I think the easiest way, we just drop everything out of the box, which I have now done. Put it to one side. And let's start with the tires, which, as you might see, let's get this light a little bit closer. Here we are. Are branded, but they are not rubber. They are plastic, and they are Goodyears, branded Goodyears, hard plastic which you glue together. So this was obviously well before the rubber and vinyl tires as we know them today. Here we go. These are your tires. Put them together yourself. Have fun. Then let's have a quick look at the decal sheet. Yeah, very interesting. I don't think I will be using any of these. Probably they look very yellow, but I don't see any cracks. Looking very closely, no cracks. So that's actually quite cool. So I can use them for something else, maybe for a different car. Maybe. Then let's have a quick look at the instructions. Knowing AMT from that area, that should be a brief look at the instructions. We start on with the engine right over here. Here's the wheels as we have just seen them. Exhaust, and then on the other side, another 1, 2, 3, 4 pictures. How to get the engine inside, how to do the interior, how to do the body, and then the final assemblies at the bottom. Obviously no call out for decals or any of that. That did not happen in 1960. Then let's have a look at the glass, which can only be described as in awful condition. Yeah, well, this will be a repolish, that's for sure. We'll need to repolish the whole thing and get that a little bit smoother. Yeah, it's not very good, let's be honest. And it obviously, being loose in the box, certainly didn't help. Chrome. There's quite a bit of chrome here, right over here. I don't know if some have fallen off the sprue, but here we are. As we see it here, we probably have to take the chrome off most of the stuff because they have connected it at a spot like the steering wheel over here There you have to, you know, sandpaper the steering wheel, and once you have done that, you obviously have to re-chrome. Touching it up with Molotov is just not quite the same. We have a pedal over here, it appears. And look at that, this is a dashboard of sorts. Not sure that's a standard dashboard, doesn't look it, does it? But anyway, maybe it's the racing dashboard. You see there was a racing version. Here's the front part with the lights, obviously in those days. 1960, there was no see-through plastic for the glass. Right, we have a look at the pan right over here. Well, on this side, obviously, there shouldn't be much. It's not bad. It's, you know, we have seen these with AMT quite often. So it will be a relatively simple suspension setup, as we will see in a minute when we have a look at the parts. But yeah, it has some structure. You can weather it somewhat, so it will be all right. Obviously, it's not accurate, but this is not what these kits were about. And let's take this out of the plastic. There we go. You see quite a few parts have fallen off the sprue. Let's have a look at the inside pan. You see the rear seat is molded in. There are some carpets molded in, beautiful injection marks, which will be fun to get rid of. But that was all quite normal for kits of the 60s, let's be honest. These kit makers, which today get hailed as the fantastic and best ever kit makers, well, they weren't even around. They didn't even exist. AMT dead, Monogram dead, so they were here. We have a seat, looks roughly like this. It's not too bad, so it has a bit of a structure there. Very sporty, two of those. Engine parts, let's see it right over here. I think it was a 6-cylinder if I remember correctly. Exhausts, part of the suspension. Yeah, later on you had the springs extra and the shocks extra, but here it's all molded into one. Yeah, this looks part of a distributor, I would guess. And here another silencer. I'm not sure. That probably is the battery. I'm just going to show you a bit closer here. What it looks like gives you an idea. Here you are. And this is just a piece of sprue, which can be discarded. Right, what have we on here? Here we have a dashboard, which looks different from the chrome dashboard we have seen. It's probably more for the stock version. Beautiful double inlet air cleaner. Couple of, that looks like a stabilizer, and that, who knows? Part of the outlet, possibly. I can tell you that this is part of the wheels, and then we have some smaller parts over here. Handles, looks like handles, but it's 4, it's only a 2-door. Maybe there was a 4-door as well. Well, I know there was a 4-door, but I don't know if there was a kit of a 4-door. They normally didn't do the 4-door kits. And here we have some other parts, but you can... It is a 1975 repop of a 1960s kit, and you know what? For that, it's not too bad. It's not that flash is hanging all over there. You know, I've seen a lot worse. Obviously, it's not a brilliant exact, you know, kit like we know it. You know, a 2020 Tamiya kit is none of that. But if you like the car, and I do, and you have this kit, you will build it. I got it for a very good price as well. And we will certainly have a go at this one. That's not too bad. Look at this. Valve covers over there. Yeah, you can do something out of that. Here we have an interesting belt setup. goes around the corner. There's little wheels. I need to look into that, how that actually worked. Here's another piece of plastic which we can get rid of. We have first piece of really flash over here at the bootlet. So that is the bootlet. Nothing printed on it. Here we go. So here the ejector pin marks are at least positive. In other words, they're standing out. So you can just sand them down and you should be fine. And then we come to the beautiful body of the Corvair, which looks like this. It's quite something. I think it really is. I love that car. I know Americans had, their opinions were rather divided on this, but I think it's a beautiful car. Yeah, it's obviously you can shave with that. That's how sharp it is. So it obviously needs a bit of sanding down and a bit of love and care. Handles are molded in. So these quite clearly were not the handles, but something else which we have just seen. Here you have a place where you can put the Chevy emblem, should you have one in your backup, another one here. There were no decals in there which would cover that. That kind of stuff would come later. Yeah, it really looks like you can actually screw it in, which I'm sure you can't. But yeah, that's one of the locator pins to make sure the chassis falls into the right place. Well, they never fall. I'm busy with a mid-60s kit right now, which I'm start cleaning up, and that will be a lot of cleanup, and nothing falls really in place. But yeah, that's just part of the territory if you build these old kits. But that's what they were made for. They're made for build. I'm not going to have them in the stash, so somebody else can then buy them from my wife for the price I told her they cost. We don't want that. So I built them. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the Corvair Custom from AMT 1960 kit. This is a 1975 repop. You saw the parts. I think it's a beautiful car. Can make several options over here. Look at that. These decals were also not. So there are funny decals in there, but I have some flame decals. I think maybe I do it like that. Now let's see what comes up, and I'm sure I will have lots of fun with it. And that was it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Hope you all had a good time having a look at the old Corvair Custom kit. Not quite sure if you can get one of those. Well, if you do, and you like the Corvair, well, that's all there is. So you need to have that one. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you guys have a lovely time, and greetings from Cape Town. Cheers.